Yeehaw. Yippee. We're gonna do cowboy art today. Ooh. I'm so excited. Good morning. Sorry for the late start. That's on me. I had toast and I got sticky honey and peanut butter everywhere. So you'll have to excuse me. You ever drop your toast and it lands like the topping side down? It is devastating. It absolutely sucks. I didn't get to do my vocal warm-ups because I was like, uh-oh, there's honey everywhere. There's honey dripping everywhere. I just love this character. Oh, thank you, Topper Hat. Made it myself. Glad you like it. Let me see if I can get a little closer. Yeah, that's close. Up close and personnel, kid. And sometimes, yes, good. Good. I'm glad everyone else shares this pain and they understand. It happens. It's okay. I mean, you could be closer. I could be closer. You're so right. You're so real for that. I think this is as close as I can get. Is there anything in my mouth? Ah. I got anything in my teeth? Ah. Good morning. Anyway. I hope y'all had a lovely rest. I am so excited to continue this art. I'm so excited for it. I think it's gonna be great. Leftover fish in the mouth. It's delicious, though. It's delicious. You get to bite the bones. You ever eat a fish that's like the bones are just... Usually it's in tiny fish, but like the tiny fish where it's like you can just chew the whole fish, after you got it, of course, and it's like, melts in your mouth. So good. So delicious. You should create a zoom in where all your cells are tiny goblins. That would be so time consuming to make. Could be funny though. Could be funny though. Just saying. I love eating fish bones. Fish bones make great soup stock. Genuinely, they make great soup stock. Why do I have hiccups? Hey body, why do I have hiccups? Who did this to you? Who did this to you? Myth, thank you for the hydrate, breathe, and posture check. Let's go. What? Fish just got revenge via hiccups. It's going down my esophagus. It's giving me problems. Oh, that feels good. Good stretch in the morning. I have to get better at stretching because I'm realizing because I sit at my desk so often, I have to stretch. Red marker, you're a goblin? Good eyes. Good eyes on ya. Honey, honey, look at me. You will never be a frog. What do you mean I'll never be a frog? What if I wanna? What if I wanna be a frog? Myth killing my dreams live on twitch.tv/honey_goblin. Jeez. Did it work? Are the hiccups gone? Maybe. Maybe. Myth was pulling a joke. Myth was crushing my dreams when in reality they were crushing my hiccups. Goblin model reminds me of so many characters like Jinx from Arcane and Nimona. Oh, thank you. I like Nimona's art style. Very good. It works every time. Does it? My friend used to have this one where they would ask me, it's just like, have you ever seen a blue rhinoceros? And you would think for a second and go like, no. And they'd be like, your hiccups are gone. And I was like, wizard. A wizard is what you are. What the heck? Also, Meta, thank you for the ear wiggles. And Meta, thank you for the breather meme. Just tell yourself, I don't have hiccups. Just gaslight yourself into thinking you don't have hiccups. 'Tis the answer. 'Tis the answer, I think. You're a wizard, Harry, and you're a very Harry. Old fine reference. You're a wizard, Harry. Well, you're a Harry wizard. Yeah, got me. Whiskey Crab, let me go say thank you real quick. Whiskey Crab, thank you for the resub. Happy 8 months. Welcome on back. And Rayrek, happy 31 months. Welcome back. EDP everything. Happy anniversary with Prime to ya. Yippee! Yippee! I found the original video for that with the Cola kid, and I was like, oh my god. It's real. It's real, it's real, it's real. Oh my gosh. This kid unironically says... I also unironically say yippee. But, like, that's their voice. This kid's voice sounds like that. It's not, like, pitched up or anything. They talk about how much they love playing Cola. Their mom got them Cola, and they're playing Fortnite, and then they go, yippee! In such a pitch that I'm like, this is what life's about, man. This is what life's about. Making kids have fun with their friends, giving them little treats, and letting them enjoy themselves. That's it. That's what it's all about, baby. Not an expert. Thank you for the resub. Happy 34 months. I don't know about the rest of you, but I would still love Honey if she was 34 worms in a trench coat. What a romantic thing to say. Oh my gosh. What a... Wow. To say that you would like me and think I was cool if I was a 34 worms in a trench coat, that trench coat wouldn't fit. But you would still say I looked lovely in it. Oh my gosh. That's how I know you care. Oh, the little book dropped so neat with the glasses. Thank you, thank you. There's so many toggles I don't use enough in this model, and it really has informed my model making skills and decisions about my future models, and I'm very excited for y'all to see them. I'm so excited! Also, DS Colossus, thank you for the resub. Happy 30 months. Goblin. It's me. Humpity Gumpity. And Dark Cloud, thank you for the resub. Happy 42 months. Welcome back, honey. Thank you! Welcome back to you too, Dark Cloud. How many worms would it take to impersonate a human? My guess is 1,000. If you go by weight, okay. Now listen, listen. If you go by weight, how much does average person weigh? The average person weighs 180 pounds. I'm teeny, what the heck? Anyway, okay, so how many worms is 1 pound? 1 pound is almost 2,000 worms, depending on the worm type. Okay. Alright. 1,000 worms weigh about 250 grams. Oh, ground to pounds. What the? Sorry, I'm doing math. I got fascinated by, like, how many worms would it take to make the average person? Okay, so let's do the math. Honey is 1 million worms. 1 million worms! It's like we're trying to decide if I should call this digital piece done or go back to redo the patterning on the dress. Up to you. Do whatever you feel. The evolution of 3 kobolds in a trench coat. It evolves. Okay, 250 grams in pounds. Please. That's kilos. Kilos is different than pounds. How much is 2 libs? Okay, so 250 kilograms. Oh no, that's grams. Okay. So that would be 2.5. 2 point. You know what? 180 pounds is 81.64 kilos. Okay. And then I'm pretty sure kilo is times 1,000 grams. 1 gram is 1,000th of a kilo. Okay. So if we have 250 grams of worms. Wait, math. I used to be really good at math. I used to be so good. I did calculus. So 250 is a fourth. Okay. 250 grams is a fourth. So times that by 4 is 4,000 worms. Okay. 4,000 worms is 1 kilo. As far as I understand. So 180 divided by 4. 180 divided by 4. Shut. Is 45. Okay, so. I should have wrote this down. You know what? 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 Get over here. Get over here. We're doing math now. This ain't an art stream anymore. We're doing math. You got me going on this now. Okay, so. We're doing the math. Okay. Pull up the numbers. Pull up the numbers. Bring it up here. Be gone, math. No. Nay. Temporarily. Be gone, cowboys. Yeed your last haw until I say so. High octane math goblin, let's go. Okay, so if we want 180, that's 88, honey. Jeez. Pounds equals average human. Okay, so 180 pounds, average human. Let's say we'll stick with that number. So we should probably convert this into kilos. So we convert it into kilos. Apparently that's how they measure worms, in kilos, not pounds. So it makes sense. Science uses the metric system so much more often. So 1,000 worms, we'll use W, is the average amount. So how much is 1,000 worms? Sorry, it's Saturday morning, we're doing math. 1,000 worms, wait. Now, this depends on the worm variety, but let's see. How much 1,000 earthworms weigh? We're just going to generically call them earthworms because not a whole lot of us know the difference between worms. So, is 250 grams. Now, we want to convert this into the same unit because if we don't convert it in the same unit, the math is going to be completely off. So, let's use kilos. Kilos is the unit of measurement. So, 250 grams is 0.25 kilograms, as far as I understand, because it's 1,000. Average adult human weight is 137. Nobody said there'd be math. We're doing math, baby. I'm calculating how many worms I would be in a trench coat. Hi, Zuchi. We're doing math. Okay, so 250 grams. Just double checking my math. 250 grams to kilograms is, as I suspected, 0.25. So 0.25 kilograms. 180 pounds, libs, to kilograms is 81.64. Okay, so there we have these numbers. 81.64 kilograms. We're just going to round up. Sorry, we should round up, actually, so it would be 65 at the last decimals, or the last two numbers. So, yeah, pretty much snail space, you got it. So, let's calculate the formula. So, we want to find worms. That's what we want to find, W. So, 1,000 worms is 250 grams. So, 0.25 kilograms. So, we want to find, how do we formulate this? This is good math for my brain. Will this be on the test? Yes, this will all be on the test. It's a pass-fail system. Is it multiple? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out is, okay, so if we have, so y'all can see my math. Let me turn the hand back on. Okay, so number of worms is equal to 81.65 kilograms. So that's the number of worms. Okay. So 1,000 worms. I've forgotten how to do formulas. See, this is what happens when I don't do math for several years. I forget it. Also, Anonymous, thank you for the gift of sub to Zooch. And your health is critical. And Jasper, thank you for the resub. Happy 47 months. Let's see. 81.65 times 4. I think that's it. It would either be 81.65 kilos divided by 0.25. Does that work? Let me see. Pretty sure because 81.65. I found my old calculus calculator or my pre-calc calculator at my mom's place, and I was like, man, what a good time that was. I loved math. And it's like, huh, you're funny, honey. You're funny. Yeah, okay, it is that. And so W equal 326.6. We don't add the 0 because it's implied. So that's how many. That's not how many kilos of worms. That doesn't make sense. I just need to reconvert it back to worms. You got to convert it back into worms. Okay, so I've forgotten how to do the formula for this because there's a way to make the formula. This is why you need math in school, guys. This is why you need it to calculate how many worms you would be. It's important. 4,000 worms is 1 kilo. You know what? You're so right for that myth. 4,000 worms. 4,000 worms equals 1 kilogram. So all I have to do is multiply this by 81. I need to multiply both by 81.65. Okay, you're so right, Myth. You're so real for that. Thank you. So times this by 81.65 is 81.65 kilos. So 81.65 times 4,000 times 4,000. That's a lot of worms. 326600 worms. That's how many worms you would need to be a worm person in a trench coat. Ta-da! I love morning math. Something I used to do, my elementary school teacher used to do this. She would give us morning math quizzes nearly every morning. And they were simple. They were like multiplication, division, and sometimes a little bit of algebra. But we had 10 minutes to answer 10 questions. And I remember that was the most fun I had when I started school. I loved it. It was so much fun. I kind of miss that. Maybe I should see if I can find workbooks like that where I'm like, wake up, instead of doing like your morning crossword or your morning Sudoku puzzles, it's like your morning algebra. Would you still love me if I was an amalgamation of 326,600 worms? Would you? Or it could just be one really big worm. That's true. At what point do you stop being... You know what? Actually, that's a question for biologists. At what point does it stop being a worm and start being a snake? Because if I know biologists, the answer is probably it's still a worm. It's just really big. Because it has to do with the actual biology and not the size. Wordle is the best. Wordle is a great morning game. You know what? I have not done Wordle. You know what? You know what? You're so right for that. Wordle is so good. Anyways, that's enough for morning math. Back to Yeehaw, rootin' tootin' shootin' cowboys. Being a robot cowboy is a lonely job. Some boys got to protect all the piglets. That was a nice warm a nice warm up. Thank you. I got so distracted that I didn't realize I put myself on the side of the screen and cut myself off. I want to be a cowgirl, baby. I want to be a cowgirl, baby. I have so much more energy. Because I did math. That's the lesson, kids. That's what it's all about. I feel like I can improve upon this face. What in tarnation? I'm literally drawing that face right now. I want to try drawing like 1 or 2 more poses because I feel like it would be really, really fun to do a couple more like westerny poses. Get that out of there. Come on. Control T. Control T. No robot cowboy is a lonely job. I absolutely selected this layer, huh? Lot to piglets. There we go. We can get rid of that drawing on my sister. Get her out of there. Love you, bud. Get out of there. Draw a bow-legged cow. Alright. Why not? Also, Shark Saint, thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy 20 months. Welcome back. And Anonymous, thank you for the gift sub Dingy. And Plugbird, thank you for the 100 shinies. Time for Mohawk word of the stream. Today's word is Ojinun wa Henta, which means worm. Nice. You may be wondering why the word is so goddamn long, and that's because earthworms are invasive to the Americas. And also check fan. Let me check the fan art channel real quick. Some of y'all are so skilled. All of y'all are so skilled. I did not go on Discord, or check things really when I, oh my gosh. Snail's face. Snails, your art is so good. What the heck? Y'all are so skilled. That is. Papa, that's so cool. Sorry, if you don't mind, I'll want to show it on stream. Let me show Plugbear's work. Look at this. Look at this. Snails is unfathomable. Snails is so skilled as an artist. Y'all are all so cool. What the heck? But yeah, Plugbear drew this, and it was just like the caption above it. You can find it on Plugbear's socials. Let me post that right here. If y'all want to see the original post, feel free to check this out. This is Plugbear's Blue Sky. But the caption says, "Midu, one of the Apiquam people of the Isles." So sorry if I mispronounced that. Her clan runs a fine tavern in one of the many city-states along the Cradle's coasts, serving wine, tea, and good foods to the traveler and townie alike. Ramblings in the alt text. Ooh, let me check the alt text. Wanted to add honey to the Gobosine project in some form. So now we got this funny little fella. Midu is literally the word for honey, with the feminine suffix attached. Mead plus oo. Oh. Also, yes, I did have to put this many triangles, and if you want to stop me, I'll put more in there. That's a lot of triangles. That's a lot of triangles, baby. Oh, but look at that. It's so cool. This is like a small little touch that I really like. Is just like, look at these grippers. That's so neat. I love creatures that have nearly identical what's it called? Biology? Anatomy. That's maybe the better word for it. But they're slightly different. I love the slightly different parts because it makes it stand out in my brain so much more. Blood Asp, I wish you could change the main file of your Blue Sky post. I'm still kicking myself for getting the petals in my original post. That's okay. Could always post it again if you're feeling it. It's so good. They look like hands. Yeah, isn't that cool? What did you keep in the jar? Probably mead. Mead and wines and tea. Oh, but Plugbear, thank you so much for sharing. This looks great. Look at that. Also, cool signature. This is very cool. I love the nice back. I also do this. I do the background where I'm like, I don't want to draw a background. I'll put nice shapes behind it, and it looks really good. Honey loves feet. Honey despises drawing feet. Truly despises drawing feet, but part of me wonders if that's a skill issue. Maybe I just dislike it because I am bad at drawing it. Perhaps that is what happened. And if it isn't, that's okay. If I just keep practicing, I'll be good at drawing it. And you know what? I will have gained a skill. That's how this works. The thumb feet, yes. Yes. Get good at feet. I would like to. Let's see. Let's listen to this. Let me know if this is too loud, because we're kind of getting into the art right now. Don't like drawing feet because I don't like feet. They're gross. That's fair. Here's my hot take with that. I don't think parts of the body are gross. Each one serves a function, and to be mean to your feet that carry you every day and get you where you need to go and help you survive is mean to them, you know? You gotta respect the parts of your body that work hard to make sure that you are doing the best you can. You know? They can't help it, their feet. And they do such a good job. Put my hands to your hair and my fingers to mine, but my dress to thinking that's alright. Hold on, wait a minute. Feel my fucking touch. Honey, I have a props in for you. I want to learn PNG Tuber Plus. I think it'd be cool to learn PNG Tuber Plus. I haven't had time to dabble, but I keep seeing like I see a bunch of other VTubers messing with it, and it looks so cool. The technology for PNG VTubers has progressed so far. It is so cool to see. I love it. Just from a meaty every feed, they all pushed me over on the playground. Every single foot in the world did that. Hands can make or break a pose with how expressive they can be. Why not also feet? Yes. So, something to keep in mind as an artist. My voice cracked, jeez. But something to keep in mind as an artist is your weakness as an artist do show in your art, but it does not necessarily make your art bad. If you keep drawing poses where you just hide what you're bad at, you are going to find that you're probably going to be a lot more limited as a creative than if you learn how to draw the things you don't like. Like me in backgrounds, despise drawing backgrounds. But if I become good at it, things will improve. Like that's just what'll happen, you know? I think I want to call me for a new PNG tuber myself. Ooh. Could be fun. Hold on, wait a minute. Feel my heart's intention. Hold on, wait a minute. I left my consciousness in the sixth dimension. Left my soul in his vision. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. I want to add the Markiplier mustache. Weird pink thing. They might look weird, but it's honestly amazing how they let us stay upright so easily. Evolution is dope. Evolution is amazing, and here's the thing. It also is weird. Like, have y'all learned how jellyfish reproduce? Specifically moon jellies. They are fascinating. It's fascinating how so moon jellyfish not give birth, but like they are, how do I explain it? The process happens twice. So jellyfish release the little mini jellies, but they're not quite mini jellies because they're not just going to grow big. What they do is they release them, and then the jellies, the little babies, float to the bottom, and then they attach themselves to a solid piece of coral and rock, you know? And then they grow. They are anchored to a rock. And then they grow multiple versions of themselves on some like the best way I can explain it is a branch. And then eventually, as they grow, while they're catching food and eating it, they will eventually shake themselves so much that they will pop off and then grow into moon jellies. What? They have 2 stages of multiplication. It's not division, it's multiplication. They have 2 stages of it, not just one. It's amazing. It's so cool. Yeah, look up how moon jellyfish reproduce. Like they're so fascinating. And here's the thing, I don't think this is exclusive to jellyfish, but I don't think it's the standard either. There's probably a bunch of different ways that happens. Science! Also, hello, Steez. We're talking about jellyfish reproduction. Also, thank you for the gifted sub to Steez. Marshmallow Mountain. Is it a shortcoming, or is it an artistic rendering of a triangle head? Second cousin, 3rd times removes, on this mother's side, also known as triangle feet. That's what I draw right now. I draw triangle feet. And I want to fix that. I want to become good at drawing feet so that if the time comes, I will be able to do it. I don't particularly like it, but maybe that's part of the problem, is like, I gotta free myself. I gotta free myself from the constraints of feet icky, you know? We must grow beyond that and love and appreciate our feet as parts of our bodies and treat them with respect because they work so hard every day. So you talk about snakes and worms. Are you aware of slow worms? What are slow worms? Jasper, evolution is a perpetual series of bodies going, okay, this didn't help us not die or baby make. So let's work on checking that. The other thing didn't help, but also didn't hurt, so I guess it can stay. Yeah. What in the Doug Dimmadome is happening here? We're being cowboys. I want to be a cowboy, baby. I want to be a cowboy, baby. Dang. I like Doja's album. Like, I liked, what's it called? Planet Her and something Pink? Pink album. Honey, ready to go high risk, high reward in the drawn grippers market. What if I draw the sleeves way too big? Woman, 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 let me be your woman. Woman, 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 making me your woman. Woman, 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 what you need? She give tenfold from my papa, and she'll see. She can grow from all my family. Put the high pants on. Appreciate it, you see. You can reciprocate. I got delicious taste. You need a woman's touch in your place. Just protect her and keep her safe. Baby, worship my hips and waist. So feminine with grace. I touch your soul when you hear me say, let me be your woman. I want to draw like a pointing finger. I think it's funnier if I put it up here. I'm going for the funnies. Yeah, yeah. Put a little stick arm with a huge sleeve. I am a sucker for people wearing oversized clothes because it is both something I do because it's comfortable, but it also leads to funnier looks. I can't stop, back from vacation. Just got back yesterday. Please no, stop butchering it. Where's the drawl? What drawl? With Doja's song? Listen, there's no way I'm gonna be able to sing like Doja. She's just very skilled and her voice is like, her voice is professionally trained and better for her songs. Steez, that's crazy. I might have a thing about oversized tats. They're pretty cool. I give me your man. They can be comedic or really cool looking. They could be both. Sometimes, something I've realized with fashion as I get older is if something looks like it doesn't fit on someone and it looks awkward, sometimes it is the cut. And sometimes it is the styling of it. Sometimes it is the vibe and the confidence with which someone wears things. Someone pointed out that something that happens with trans people specifically is when they're first figuring it out. This is not the case for everyone. This is not a universal experience. This is just one that I have like noticed and learned about, is that sometimes the gender dysphoria is worse when you at first try to wear clothes of the gender that you feel you are, because you don't know how to style it yet. You don't know what to look for in terms of cuts or what you like. So you have to be so careful with yourself when you do that. Gender hoodies, yeah. Gender hoodies for everybody. Yeah. Jasper, I like oversized hoodies with really long sleeves so I can flippity flop, slappity slap people with them. The changla. Is that what it's called? I think that's what Gabi calls it. I think that's specifically the Puerto Rican word of it. The gender dysphoria wardrobe, yeah. Also, thanks for the lurk, Artie. But yeah, it is when people are searching for gender euphoria, and this is not just with trans people, it is with cis people as well. Because cis people experience gender dysphoria. To deny that is to deny what gender dysphoria and dysphoria in general is. They are separate, but they can be related. And it is when someone who is trans oftentimes tries on something and it doesn't fit correctly. That is when clothes can look awkward, because not only do you not feel confident in them yet, but you don't know how to style them. A lot of it is carried by confidence, but oftentimes you will find, as a trans man, men's size clothing can often be sized completely differently, so everything can look baggy and oversized. One thing that kind of bothers me about androgynous, air quotes, clothing is so often it is just, for a while, it was marketed as for gender neutral stylings that anyone could wear. But that just meant it was men's clothes. That just meant it was men's clothes with a loose fit. And I was like, that's not what I'm looking for. That's different. I want that playing with gender look where it's like, ooh, sometimes I look a little fruity in this way, you know? Do I want to be fruity butch or fruity femme, or do I want to be fruity mask today? You know, there's a bunch of ways to do it with fashion. It's pretty fun. I think I would be more into cosplay now than I was when I was a teenager. Because as a teenager, I did not know how to style things and make things look good on me. But now as an adult, I kind of understand it more, and it makes me want to play with the realm of cosplay. So one of the things is, if you don't know much about how to find clothes that match your gender, something to absolutely consider, consult cosplayers. Because cosplayers deal with so much of, how do I take this look, this very specific look that is not real, because oftentimes it's animated. And so it's like proportions are already off. And how do I make it look real on my specific body? And so if you are looking for something like a particular look and you're not sure how to make it look good, or you're where to start, I absolutely recommend checking out cosplayers, because cosplayers know so much about how fabric drapes, how fabric needs to be tightened and pinched and tailored in certain ways, or particular cuts for particular body shape types you are looking for. Sometimes it's a matter of what binders are really good for you, or what is good for like hiding parts that you do not want to be as visible, you know? It's a lot of playing with accentuating and downplaying whatever you feel you want to accentuate and want to downplay. It's cool. Jasper, I get confusion. I said flippity floppity, and that's got flip flop in it. And flip flop is a zipper, which is la chancla. Oh, yes, I did think you were talking about shoes like that. La chancla. Oh, it's Spanish for slipper. It's not just Puerto Rican. Gotcha. Oh man, there's a similar issue with glasses. Folks think they look terrible in glasses they aren't used to wearing. I sell glasses for a living. So the first time I got glasses, just to clarify, I don't actually need glasses. My vision is perfectly fine. I specifically wanted them so that I could have blue light filtering glasses. That way, if I needed to check the colors of my art, I could just take off the glasses rather than having to go into my settings and turn off and on night mode, you know? And so when I first tried them on, I tried on a bunch of different pairs to find out what I liked. And it was so much fun because I knew that it was going to look strange. I went by myself and I was just looking around, trying on a bunch of frames, and I was like, let my brain play in the space. It was nice. It sort of made me think, like, what aesthetic do I want to go for? What kind of glasses do I want to wear? And I don't wear them that often, but it's nice to know I have them because in some ways, which is what an interesting topic this is, because in some ways, this disability aid is fashion. Glasses is a disability aid. Like, to deny that is to deny that impaired vision is a disability. But it's been turned into fashion. So part of me wonders, like, how much of disability aids need to be marketed as something cool and fashionable for it to be taken seriously and treated as a normal thing. It's an interesting thought I've had for a while, where I'm like, with such as walking aids, like if they were turned into more fashion, such as how canes were treated in the past, how cool would that be, you know? It's neat. There are some ways where I'm like, the disabled community has probably thought about how to turn their disability aids into fashion that probably just has not hit me or mainstream media, and I'm very curious to hear about that. Pajama bottoms are now a type of fashion? I believe it. I believe it. Where is the... There he is. Let's do another one. Some make crazy cosplays one-to-one with what they're playing as. Yeah. It's very cool. Gilkowski, the big old titty problem that can be cosplay. I will say it is easier to add more heft to the breasts in a cosplay than to remove it, but it is still absolutely possible. It does depend on how safely you do it and how you fit the clothes over top of it, you know? Give prosthetic limbs more swag and they can be more accessible. Prosthetic limbs, I will say, are, in my, how I see it, in my opinion, are kind of seen as cyberpunk-y, so like they're a certain level of fashion. But my brain is like, okay, how would, because the very unfortunate thing is a lot of the times, in order to make a disability seem acceptable, air quotes, to the holistic community, they have to be seen as fashionable. They have to be convinced that is something that can be, air quotes, cool, which is messed up in its own right. Like, it's really rough. But it sort of made me think, like, how do you do that? And my marketing brain has taken off, where it's like, how do you market this? A lot of size can be obscured by cutting shape. True. With clothes? Yes, absolutely. Kitchen gadgets for disabilities are marketed for mass populace usually. Yes. I remember when I was a teenager, I saw a tool that stretched the mouth of a sock open and held it so that you could slide your foot into it. But they used a holistic, I think I'm using the word right, holistic person, someone without disabilities, in the advertisement. So my brain went, why would anyone need that? That's very lazy. Like, you just put your socks on. But then one of my friends went, no. This is specifically for disabled people. This is for people who have, I think it's like Parkinson's or ALS, who are very shaky and can't do it themselves and can't reach. You know, it's like, it's for people who cannot do these things, and it makes their life easier. And I was like, oh, okay. And it reframed my entire perspective on what I considered unnecessary or lazy kitchen gadgets and like household gadgets. I was like, Because to me, I was like, I don't need a garlic crusher. That doesn't make sense. I'll just chop it by hand. It's like, no, no, no. That actually makes sense. If someone is shaky with their hands, that is a much safer and practical way to do this. It's very cool. There we go. Thank you, Game Lycan. Thank you for correcting me. Allistic is for not the opposite, but it's allistic and autistic versus abled and disabled. Thank you. Hello, Creamy. Welcome back. Me market my 3 disabilities in a trench coat to the masses. Johnson slams hand on desk. Kobolds. Robot prosthetics would be cool. I will say the nice thing is robotic prosthetics, since I was a kid, have come a very long way. And it is fascinating to see how sometimes depending... So the tricky thing is it depends on where they need the prosthetic to go. How large of a prosthetic it is and so on and so forth. That's why I have a fun time saying I'm not artistic, I'm autistic. I joke with my friends and I'm like, ha, I got the artism. Let me take a little sip of my water. Thank you, Azure Walker, for the hydrate. So, Randomir, thank you for the resub. Happy 31 months. Welcome back, honey. Glad to be here again. Looking forward to many, many more. Me too. Little posture check, too. I love the news of bridging the gap in nerve damage. New devices still able to pass signals over damaged areas. Still early days for the tech, though. Yeah. It's extremely cool. The amount of things we can do to help people is so, so great. I want to see a world not where... This is a very tricky sentence, so bear with me. But, like, I want to see a world where someone's disability does not limit them and what they can do. Hear me out. Not in the same way that people say we want to get rid of disabilities. No. I want people to be able and supported to do what they need to do. Getting rid of disabilities, I think, is a very slippery slope. For example, people who are deaf. A lot of the times I have learned that cochlear implants don't actually work, and oftentimes they revert back to just ASL, you know, instead of and trying to lip read because the cochlear implant stops working or it doesn't work well in the first place. And so it's really, really important to go, okay, this method clearly doesn't work for everyone. So let people have an educated choice to be supported and have the community support them as well. Have their community and the world we live in support people. I think that is important. Yeah, survive. That's a great way of saying it. I want acceptance, not being washed away. Yes. You want an accessible world? Yeah, I want an accessible world, you know? Like, we're trying to decide if I should get dressed and go grab some lunch in town or something. My nephews are taking a nap right now, so I think my parents should be fine with them. Yeah, if you got a little opportunity, I do this with my nephew whenever I put him to a nap. I'm like, okay, homie, I talked to his mom. I'm like, I'm going to get lunch. I'll see you in like an hour. And she's like, okay, cool. I'm like, thank you. Silver, I got ADHD, OCD, and Tourette's. Can't focus, but when I can, I'm hyper, and you will be hearing about it. Your consent is not applicable. The consent is important, but the enthusiasm is there. I understand. Has Honey heard about some time back the fact that there was a drug in the works for Alzheimer's, which turned out regrows enamel on teeth? That's fascinating. It regrows enamel on teeth? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking up cowboy poses. All right, this is it. Sorry, I saw this immediately and was like, this is the one. I don't think this is AI. I sure hope it's not. Let's see. There's a lot of good cowboy poses, actually. Dang. But yeah, this is the one I was looking at. I don't think it's AI. I think is fine. It's getting so hard to tell nowadays. I think this is I think being like a little sorrowful cowboy would be a good pose. It's not about getting rid of the disability, it's about getting rid of the obstacles and difficulties in the way of a disabled person being able to function at maximum efficiency and capacity. Yeah, I think over the course of my vacation and the break I had this past month, my brain has learned to really despise the word efficiency. Because here's the thing, efficiency, the word is a good thing. But when we prioritize efficiency over all else, it's tiring. Because when we measure success and a good life based on how efficiently you live it, I think you're missing the point. I think you're actually living your life rather inefficiently if that is your metric for success, you know? What about the kid doing spins into finger guns with his cowboy getup? Yeah, put the GIF in show chat. I'll see it. Oh, I know. Oh, wait, no, I know exactly which one you're talking about. I love that GIF, I think. Yeah, yeah, this one. Honestly, this kid, so smooth. So smooth. Hold on, there's a book I read in high school called Charlie. It was about this heavily disabled person who volunteered for a brain procedure to bring their intelligence up to normal. Ended up becoming a genius, and with that genius he discovered on his own the procedure was imperfect and began reverting back to his original state. Huh. What an interesting theory. Honestly, this a sorrowful little cow. I do already got sorrowful though. What if cowboy kid finger guns? Yeah, this one. Oh, it's a good one. I want like a screenshot of it. I don't want the. Yeah. Okay. You wanna see and take you where you wanna be. I can be. There we go. This one I know is not AI. It predates AI. The ancient ways. Yeah, baby. Let's go. I know that we'll be safe and sound. Efficiency is for robotics and automation, where anywhere else is not worth factoring in. I'm a sucker for the Western pose where it's the moment before the draw, like seconds before a duel, and the shot is the shot reverse shot of one cowboy from behind another. Blackberry, thank you for the 100 shinies. Rejecting futurism and its motto of go fast and break things, consider slow down and learn things. Slow down and learn things, I think, is a good way to do it. It's a much healthier sentiment. Part of me is like, I feel like part of the fear of needing to go fast constantly is like the fear of death. Hear me out. People are afraid of getting old, and people are afraid of losing their youth, and they feel they have to go, go, go constantly and constantly grow and constantly be going up. But life's not like that. You gotta learn to accept that life is shorter than you want it to be. That is one of the most frustrating parts of life, is it is shorter than you want it to be. You may never have all the time you need to do all the things you want. And I feel like if some people had all the time they want, because they have all the time they want, they would not do everything they want, you know? Some people may get stuck in a cycle of complacency, you know? Because it's like, oh, I have time. I have time. It's like, no amount of I have times will ever beat I'll do this now. Slow down and learn things feels very Bob Rossism in nature. It does. And I do like that. I heard this. Yee, and I cannot stress this enough. Ha. You're so right for that, Max King. Also, Shrimp Goo, thanks for the breather deep. Randomer, if you had all the time you wanted, then you may never do everything you wanted. Yeah. Now, that's not to say putting people under a crunch makes them better. No, 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 no. I do not believe that. I think a sense of urgency unprompted by deadlines that capitalism pushes us towards is the best thing, because the urgency doesn't come from a desperation. It comes from a drive to want to do things. That is much healthier, you know? Not deadlines, lifelines. Yeah. Interesting word, lifelines. I blame the generation of parents that always brag. Back in my day, I worked 7 part-time jobs, went to war, and walked up the hill through the snow to school. Suck it up, buttercup. It's like, here's the thing. Each generation has its own troubles. And I think everyone needs to remember that. Arguing about whether it's harder or easier is not, I hate to say it, it's not productive. It's not an efficient use of time. If anything, it is another way of pitting classes against each other. Focusing on the smaller picture versus the bigger picture of, hey, why? Who's making it harder? Who's making life harder? You know? Because oftentimes it is not the people who necessarily profited. Profit is the wrong word. Not necessarily the people who survived those eras, but the people who profited off those eras that have say and sway over the larger forces that affect your life. So I learned this from my project management course, is that people are biased when it comes to time use. What we swear took us 5 to 10 minutes actually took like twice that when clocked on average. Yep. I have found in the beginning, and thankfully I've now compensated for that a little bit. We're going to see how that goes. When I was first starting out doing commissions, I burnt out because what I thought would take me 5 hours took me 20. My brain underestimated the complexity of tasks and gave me a shorter number, because not only was that number a nicer number to hear, because fast is considered good, but it also did not factor in changes to the project, to individual details and smaller things that I guess an inexperienced person like me had. But now knowing better is like, I see where I messed up. There we go. Yeah, that shoulder up helps. Doesn't help that the education system is geared toward you deciding your whole life path from your teens. Yeah. Especially when it pushes you into college, which is a very risky financial investment nowadays. Let us, but I still get a nagging voice in my head saying, is this what I want to do with life? Should I be doing something more or something different? I've made some changes in life and have tried new things and I still want to do that, but the chatter keeps persisting. I think that's one of the most frustrating parts, is like the idea that you have to find something that you're good at, enjoy, and can monetize is kind of brain poison, you know? Because people already have decided that there are some jobs that are bad. And that if you have them, it's a reflection of who you are, not the state that you're in, you know? And it's seen as a moral failing rather than a hey, this is the best I can do, you know? Not all of us love our jobs, but our jobs can allow us to do things that we want to do. So we're on the Nut Up Buttercup thing. A reminder that we are working hard and for lower pay while paying more for everything than previous generations. Don't be afraid to motherfucker with the okay boomer. Yeah, I very much felt that while I was hanging out with my aunt. Just like, okay, boomer. Even all my cousins looked at her and were just like, yeah, we have to deal with her. And I'm like, understandable, that sucks. Yeah, so patiently for you to snap out of it. I want to exaggerate this head angle more. Lag beyond. Thank you for the posture check. Hey, honey, how's your Saturday going so far? Not bad. I'm just doing some cowboy art. I have some more toast in front of me, so I'm gonna take a couple bites. Gonna think about how I'm gonna simplify this pose so that it reads as a better cartoon kinda. You know what I did, Bugbear? I got a couple plots of, not plots, but I got bins for dirt. And I grew wildflowers in them. And it was so cool seeing the amount of pollinators there. Because pollinators is not just bees. It's also bugs. Like, small bugs that you do not consider pollinators. Jim from Texas, I approve this? Good. The home garden pollinators, yeah. So what actually happened is they pollinated so many of my things. Like, I had sunflowers growing, carrots, dill, cilantro, kale. I don't know how kale flowers. I'm trying to figure that out. But they pollinated the wildflowers and the plants around it so much that I started to gather the seeds. So I have a bunch of baby's breath seeds, and I'm still gathering them. Gathering seeds is a little tedious, but it's fun. You just kind of get in a rhythm with it. But it's so cool. I felt like a kid learning how science projects works. It's like, whoa, this is magical. Nature is magical. Even hornets are pollinators, which is crazy but true. Yep. Bugs you do not like keep you alive. To eliminate bugs will kill us all. You don't want that. Your favorite fruits and vegetables, your favorite foods, your favorite animals rely on the disgusting bugs that people dislike to exist and keep supporting life. Even mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are important food for bugs. Or sorry, for bugs, birds, bats, and other creatures. I hear you, respect you, fuck wasps. Understandable. I just like wasps too. However, they are still important. There's a lot of back and forth of like, oh, the ecosystem can recover for that loss. It's like, yeah, something else will fill that space. But there is a ripple effect. And we're not going to like those ripples. The thing with wasps is, a lot of the times, what I will do is if one gets into my apartment, I will just open the door and, like, motion for them to get out. And I'm like, out this way, please. Please leave the house. No, that's the kitchen. Other way. And I'll just do that until they leave. They're usually pretty chill about it. Just don't expect them not to show up at a barbecue outside. Your normal wasp, useful. Parasitic wasp, ain't no need for that. I have no idea. I'm not a biologist. But I don't think I want to play God with nature, the thing that keeps me alive, and go, yeah, let's edit it a little bit. Bumblebees are big derpy bugs doing their best. I'm learning to appreciate them. They're great. I love all sorts of bees. Carpenter bees are cute too. A lot of the times as well, there are bees that look like flies. So just keep that in mind. Yellow jacket landed on my sandwich once. Couldn't eat that sandwich while the yellow jacket was on it. Yeah, unfortunately, you gotta wait till it leaves. Yeah, so thanks for the hydrate. Perfect. Also, Skippy Doggo, happy 28 months. Welcome on back. Howdy. Carpenter bees, my beloved idiots. They're funny. Lost jackasses, we need them too. Who am I to say something shouldn't exist? You know? Every single thing in nature has an important role to play to keep the ecosystem in balance. Yeah, blood asp. I agree. I have a little toast left, but let's get back to drawing. I think I figured out how I might simplify this. You're gonna brush your chompers and head to town. Probably tune back in via phone whenever you get where I'm going, wherever that is. Yeah, take it easy, Plug Bear. Do what you gotta do. Chill in silence, or come in back in if you like. The door is open. You got that friend that feels the world is better off without them. Remind them wasps and bullet trees exist. They suck, but the world is always worse off without them. World is worse off without them than they think. You matter and important. Yeah. Except music. Let's listen to this one. Prepping for my suppers tonight shift. I need a break from spending money on my suppers. Gotcha. I made spaghetti last night and I made a big batch, so I'm probably gonna eat spaghetti tonight too. Excuse me. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Right one, wrong time. Today's a good day to say goodbye. I was bad to you, you were worse to me. But baby, we just ain't meant to be. Fool me once, fool me twice. Dream on me for the last time. I was bad to you, you were worse to me. But baby, we just ain't meant to be. move this hat up, I think. Actually, no, it should be fine. Meant to be right one, wrong time. Today's a good day to say goodbye. I was bad to you, you were worse to me. But maybe we just ain't meant to be. Fool me once, fool me twice. Shame on me for the last time. I was bad to you, you were worse to me. Maybe we just ain't meant to be. Just how it has to be. Honey, how long does it take you to finish drawing? Great question. It varies. Depends. How complicated is the character? What kind of pose are they doing? Is it for a background piece? Are they going to be really big in the frame? Are they going to be really small? Are they going to be in a different camera angle? What perspective is it? How many characters are in it? All of that factors in. And so a piece can take 2 hours to 10, potentially 20. Sometimes pieces can take months. Genuinely, it depends on how fast the artist is, how understanding the client is. If there's no client, sometimes it just depends on the scale and the scope. So art is one of those things that takes time. It takes a lot of time and patience and figuring out what you like. Sometimes it doesn't, though. But people who you think are fast artists did not just become fast artists overnight. It came from years of failing and learning from the failures to get to what people consider successes. Not even necessarily what the artist considers success, what other people who view it see as success. I think something that is important to learn and emphasize is that art, there are many nerve-wracking passions. Many. And each one comes with its own things. One of the big drawbacks of art, not even drawbacks, one of the big things that makes art so difficult is that you have to be extremely brave internally. What you do will not kill anyone. Your piece of art will not harm anybody, you know? It will not, you can't fail art so bad that it does devastating damage to people, you know? So the only one who has a metrics for success is you. You are the only one who gets to say whether your art is successful or not. It is what you consider failure or success. If you consider it a failure because it doesn't get a certain amount of visibility, then yeah, I guess in your eyes, it would be a failure. If it doesn't meet your standards because, oh, the anatomy is rough, oh, the coloring is bad, then yeah, it's a failure, you know? But that's good. That is the hard part with art, is looking at your air quotes failures and going, good, I failed. Now I learn. You learn so much more from failure, not just your own, than you do success. A lot of times looking at other people's success can lead to just envy. But someone who has learned how to fail and to learn from failure will learn more from success than someone who just studies successes. One true uncle. Head pats, hugs, and love to everyone. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Lots of respect to you, honey. Wish you the best. Thank you. It's very kind of you. I support this new Pringles mascot. This new Pringles mascot, she's threatening you. Gimme your chips. Gimme little crinkly chips. Sure, guess I keep that in mind next time I want to draw. If you want to draw faster, keep in mind what you want to draw faster and how you will be improving the speed. Because repetition is important, but just repeating the same thing over and over again will not yield the result you want. However, treating it as a study and experimenting will lead you to more success. The other thing is, I think someone said this the other day, where it's like, oh, I watched from a video which just summed it up really, really nicely. I was looking at an art, an art study, where it's like, you know the saying, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard? That is technically true, but like, what if talent also works hard? Doesn't that throw a wrench into that saying? You know? Yeah, hard work will beat out talent if talent doesn't work hard. But if talent also works hard, then what does hard work only do? So I think that saying is kind of flawed. I think a much more apt saying would probably be, passion will override talent every time. The more passionate you are about something, the more it will be important to you than your own talent. Not another person's talent, yours. Because if you are passionate about something, at a certain point, and this isn't always the case, but sometimes this happens, you get moments of it, your passion for something will allow you to go, I don't really care what other people think. Not in a they don't matter, but a I'm so excited to draw my thing. I'm not going to worry about other people's things right now, you know? The Rock Lee argument. Yeah, exactly. I have a friend that struggles with that. They're actually very fast artists, but struggles with ADHD in their personal life. ADHD can absolutely be very, very tough to deal with as an artist, so good luck to your friend. If you set yourself up for failure, and then everyone will see you as a failure too. Just believe in yourself. Yeah. If you go into things with the mindset of you're already gonna fail, like, you have already committed the first error, you know? If you go into a class going like, oh, I'm not gonna like this, I'm not gonna be good at it, you've already gotten you haven't failed. You have failed a step, not the whole task. You know, you go into an art class and go like, I wanted to learn this, but I'm really bad at it. It's gonna be awful, you know? And I'm not gonna learn anything. It's like you've already gone in with the mindset and predetermined that you will fail because you have made up your mind. And so you may have already painted your experience there. Love the animation, so cool. Thank you. Don't know if I believe in talent. I think talent is when someone is more set up for success, like their parents' environment and what tools, experience they had as us growing up. I don't know if I would agree that that's talent. That is definitely an edge. People with talent, people who are good at art are often mistaken for people who are just born with talent. You don't go up to a scientist and go like, wow, you're so talented. It's like, no, you say you're so smart and skilled because you assume that people learn about science because you can't know science when you're born. And the honest thing is, it is the same thing with art. It is with any skill. You are not born out of the womb composing symphonies like Bach. You learn and listen. And you treat the thing that you're interested in with curiosity and patience, especially as a kid. And so long as you don't let people dull your passion for it, and it's encouraged, you will continue to grow in that field. Leon, thanks for the earwolves and breathe. Hmm. You think I came out to pussy drawn Mozart? Aaron Hansen, he's right. He's right there. What's on it? It is. I remember when Bruce Lee brought Kung Fu over the States, and most laughed at him for challenging the best martial arts championship in the world had to offer. But because he had both talent and the passion for work, he had humbled said champions real fast. Yep. It is not just being good at something. It is being excited to do something that will make you good at something a lot of the times. There are exceptions, of course. Some people are very good at something, but just don't pursue it because it doesn't interest them. Some people are amazing artists, but it doesn't really interest them the same way it might me. And that's okay. Some people have an understanding of art, and it's because they're able to observe very, very well. Thanks for the hydrate, Kansa, by the way. I think I did the breathe. Bruce Lee was also the Hong Kong Cha-Cha champion. He might have just liked it. He might have just thought it was fun. There. The Control Z to draw a perfect circle. No. Okay, that's close enough. Close enough. I wrote a whole philosophy essay about the notion of nature versus nurture and how they translate to people's perception of talent and ability. Yes, absolutely. There is also a level of prestige that people think comes with talent, where they're like, ooh, talent is great because if I can be this good and no one else can compete with me, that's good. The competition is lower. I will continue to be this special. It's like it perpetuates a idea that art is this unattainable thing, when in reality, it is one of the most accessible things in the world. You can make art with nearly anything. The prestige of being an artist isn't how few people can do it. It should be in how hard people have worked to get there. I gotta stretch a little bit. Hold over a time when talent was seen as the mark of the elite, sadly. Yep. Because the honest thing is, in the past, the rich had access to leisure time in a much easier way than other people did. Not just leisure time, but materials and teachers. So it was seen as more prestigious because it was a rich thing. Nowadays, art is so accessible and it's wonderful. You get to see art from people of all sorts of cultures and all sorts of classes and genders and all that. And I think it has led to a kind of rejection in some people who don't want to acknowledge the fact that being an artist and feeling happier and fulfilled was always an option that they could have done. But they gave it up. They couldn't stick with it. And there is a sort of resentment to it, you know? Where they're like, no, 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 art, this isn't art. If this art is real and this is considered art, then it means that I have wasted my time, you know? When the healthiest thing to do is go like, oh, sick, this is actually possible? Okay. It's going to be tough, but why don't I start? You know, why don't I try it? Continuing down the path for fear that you don't like, for fear of admitting you were wrong, is what will lead you to your own undoing and you're most unhappy. Being able to put aside your pride and admit when you are wrong is really the path to feeling your happiest, as far as I'm concerned, or like my opinion matters, you know? The better you are at admitting faults and that you have wronged, the sooner things can be better. Things cannot just be swept under the rug and get better. You need to expose the tender flesh, and it will hurt. But if you don't do it, you won't see what you need. You know? Oh, hell yeah. Emptiness Machine. Let's go. Let you cut me open just to watch me bleed. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know how to open, but I won't receive. It's of the emptiness machine. The emptiness machine. Has anyone called this cowboy Honey Howdy Goblin? Howdy Goblin? Not yet. Art and math are two sides of the same coin, in my opinion. Art is how we see the world, math is how we make sense of it. Yep. Also, Big Will, thanks for the posture check. Galore, like I'm a writer, I might be slow, I might have a tendency to put too much on my plate, but I keep going. I'm not gonna stop. Yeah, I'm a little messy, but I'm trying to clean this up, and I'm definitely gonna keep trying. Not to let anyone get me in the end, just having fun. Yeah. Having fun and being kind to others, I think are two of the greatest things that people forget is part of life. Being kind isn't just being polite, by the way. Being kind is understanding and accepting other people and helping them to the best of your ability that does not put you in safety or at risk, your safety at risk. What song is this? This is Emptiness Machine by Linkin Park. It's good. I only wanted to be part of something. I only wanted to be part of. I only wanted to be part of something. I only wanted to be part. Dorito feet. This is the extent of my feet drawing skills. Dorito feet. Demon Killing, thanks for the hydrate. Ooh, you saw Linkin Park in Boston? Ooh. I'm glad it was pretty good. Jasper, thank you for the 100 Chinese. Do not put myself in safety. No, no, no. I misspoke. Be safe. Be safe. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Take care of others. I think that is something that is often forgotten. It's like, we gotta, to quote the big man himself, or one of the big mans himself, love thy neighbor. This is a fine song. Honestly, I kind of want to listen to more Linkin Park. Linkin Park. So what was the other one? The Crown was a good one. Is this? Yeah, yeah, baby. Heavy is the crown. Let's go. Hello, Dry Nightmare. Welcome in. I never watched, but just take that sub, you artsy goblin. Thank you, Widgar. Thank you very much. You're more than welcome to just chill and do what you like. Sometimes it's nice to know that you can go into a space and don't necessarily have to participate, but you can enjoy the space either way. This is a nice place for that, where it's like you're under no obligation to participate and actively chat, because being here and watching is participation, you know? This is what you ask for, heavy is the crown. I want like a big belt buckle. Bring it death, thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy 7 months, welcome back. Stream's cool that way, thank you. Yeah, no sweat, King Canada Hill. I know what it's like to be a lurker, like, cause I am straight up, I am a lurker. Off stream, I am incredibly quiet. I was visiting my grandma on vacation, and she went, "Honey, you're so quiet. You are so quiet and reserved." And I was like, "Yeah, Grandma, I chime in when I can, you know." And it's because I love listening. I love listening and observing my family. They're fascinating. They got so many countryisms that I'm like, y'all are so witty and fast, I can't keep up. I'm just absorbing all the information and processing it so quickly. Yes, it's raining down. Try to hold it in, but it keeps bleeding out. This is what you ask for. Heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown. Try to be a lurker, but then something pops in conversation. Not, wait a minute, this triggers part of my mind. Yeah. Sometimes it's fun where it's like, yeah, this part of the conversation is not usually what I talk about, and like I'm just okay to listen. So I'm just gonna enjoy it as it happens. And sometimes you get to chime in when you got something to say. It's great. Myth, I'm also very quiet, but that's because I don't want to interrupt people. I don't want to interrupt people. Oh, that's my alarm. That's my it's almost lunchtime alarm. What's your favorite food? Soup. Soup is probably my favorite food because there's so many varieties and you can put so many things in them. It's great. New outfit designing? Honestly, I like this so much that I'm like, how funny would it be to have a cowboy model in the future? How funny would that be? I didn't originally plan on that, so I'll see how I feel about it. But I think it would be funny. Because here's the thing. This may sound strange. I'm more of a city person. I definitely have spent a lot of time in the countryside, and like I've my family is from it. But it's kind of like I don't know if people will really like if they'll assume that I know everything about the countryside and countryisms. It's definitely a part of me. I am still a city kid. Like absolutely still a city kid. Tyler Unicorn. I'm really happy that you're streaming. I have the tiny bookshop on my other screen. Your content and voice is what I needed for perfection. Oh, let's go. Hope you're having fun with the tiny bookshop. I think I've seen some of that gameplay. I'm pretty sure it's a game. Tiny bookshop. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah. I was like, I think so, because it's kind of a book bus, isn't it? And you go around and kind of chill with people. Honestly, the Emptiness Machine is probably my favorite one. It looks super cute. It does look extremely cute. I am a sucker for like the lineless style. Sometimes it's annoying to see like corporate stuff, like if you know those Facebook ads. But like in video games, I'm like, this is really cute actually. These 3D lineless 3D models are adorable. All right, let's see if I can simplify this bad boy. Chameleon. Most environments I'm in, I take like a fly to the wall. Sometimes that's the cool thing about watching and learning. Hi, Reverend Devil. Welcome back. Have you ever spoken to someone for being quiet? As a quiet person? Not really. So the nice thing about being a quiet person is a lot of the times people don't get upset at you for being too quiet. They get upset at you for being too loud or disruptive. So being quiet is a way to sneak past people. I gotta remember to unshrimp. Honey, not bad. My tummy's a little grumbly because it's getting close to lunchtime, so I'll stream for another hour-ish. We'll probably get to quick coloring these. I think it'll be fun. Perceive me not unless I want you to. Exactly, Snail Space. Exactly. There's something to be said of being seen in your own time and with your own consent. There's something to be said there about how it can feel much nicer when you are ready. Is that the most talented singer, artist, singer, and gamer herself, honey? It perhaps 'tis me. Don't worry about it, I'm coming back to streaming. With cowboy art. Let's go, Chainsaw Man. I'm so excited for Kenshi Yonezu's next song, Iris. I'm so excited! It sounded so good from the preview! But it's not coming out until the Chainsaw movie comes out. Sorry, what song? This is Kickback by Kenshi Yonezu. So if you look up Chainsaw Man opening, this is the one. His next song is coming out with the Chainsaw Man movie. I think it's called Iris, and I'm so excited for it. It sounds so good. Honey, you're the one reason I thought about art and stuff, so I usually draw when you're drawing. Let's go! I hope you're having fun drawing. Drawing is such good. I was about to say good suffering. But I think I gotta start talking about art in a more positive note. Because yeah, art can be stressful. But you learn to love it a little bit. It is very hard, yeah. Okay, it's wonderful seeing you back. Thank you, Preacher. And hi, Cyber, welcome back. Wolf's on. I've experienced being called out for being too quiet. But I was also a victim of the stereotype of you're autistic but not a super genius at any one specific thing. You must be a lazy or antisocial. Oh boy, that's rough, buddy. What I think about it. Sorry, honey. Good post. Take it easy, Reverend Devil. You have a good day, all right? Good suffering. The suffering that builds character and makes you feel good afterwards. Kind of like a good workout, you know, where it's like you feel your muscles burn, you're going to be sore afterwards, but you know it's going to make you stronger and you're going to be able closer to what you want. Yeah. Have you read Ava's Demon? I have not read Ava's Demon. I do know the artist, as in like I've seen their artwork. So gorgeous. Absolutely stunning colors. Love to see it. Art makes you a masochist. Confirmed. Honestly, I love Dark Souls games, and I was doing art before Dark Souls, so it tracks. But it's the wrongs that make the words come to life. Who does he think he is? If that's the worst you got, better put your fingers back to the keys. Thanks for the memories, even if they weren't so great. They taste like you, only sweeter. One night, yeah, one more time. Thanks for the memories, thanks for the memories. They taste like you, only sweeter. Oh. Real scene kid hours? Yeah, emo kids. I think I was definitely an emo kid. I didn't dress it, but I was. Where my eyesight is going bad, and this crystal ball, it's always cloudy except for when you look into the past. Nightstand. One night and one more time. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for that they weren't so great. He tastes like you, only sweeter. One night, yeah, one more time. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories. He tastes like you, only sweeter. Oh. Think in the form of crunching numbers, collecting page 6 lovers. Get me out of my mind and get you out of those clothes. I'm running away from getting you into the mood. One night and one more time. Thanks for the memories. Thanks though they weren't so great. They taste like you, only sweeter. One night and one more time. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories. See, he tastes like you, only sweeter. That last note is difficult because it's like a harmony, I think. Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great. They taste like you, only sweeter. One night and one more time. Thanks for the memories, thanks for the memories. He tastes like you, only sweeter. Oh. Top the morning, honey. Top the morning, Shadowblade. Love the cowgirl, honey. Thank you. I love this one. This one in the middle is my favorite for sure. Now we're going to exaggerate this already because the proportions are very close to the reference image, but we're gonna make it a little more cartoonified. Trouble, waters in the rocky waters, hide away your sons and daughters. Each you, well, voice is not warmed up low. Levels, better put your head on swivels. Dancing with the very devil, but you think you're better than them, better than them. You think they're really your friends, really your friends. But when it comes to the end, you're just the same as them, same as them. I think I need to make this look more smug. The way that it goes, first you're in, then you're out, everybody knows. Yeah, baby. Give me that like water tribe face. Like the smug face. Like, I know I'm pretty cool. They're gonna hit the bookstore and spend some time wandering their basement full of old, marginally organized used books. Yeah! Oh, I love bookstores. I think it'll be fun. Oh, you cut your hair? How'd it go? I hope you like it. Hello, Dingy. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. Why would you pick such a small town to meet in? We could have chose a bigger city. It could have fit us both. It's okay, bud. Really your friends. But when it comes to the end, you're just the same as them, same as them. Let it go, that's the way that it goes. First you're in, then you're out, everybody knows. You're hot, then you're cold, you're a light in the dark. Just you wait and you'll see that you're swimming with sharks. What's this, a town for ants? It's coming to get you, get you. It's coming to get you. Woo, woo. It's coming to get you. Every time my heart is beating, I can feel the recipe. I wonder if I gaze on maybe from the entrance. My blood is pumping, I can see the end is right in front of me. So take it from me, I could be everything. Yeehaw, I'm claustrophobic. It's more intimate that way. I called you to this small town so I could take a look deep in your eyes. Hi, Momo Plush, how's it going? How you been doing? I'm just drawing myself as a cowboy. I'm a cowboy, baby. I want to be a cowboy, baby. I do this center one is my favorite by a lot. By a lot. I love all of them. That one is really good. Coming to get you. Woo. It's coming. Coming to get you. Goes try not to drown. Good luck. You got this, and I hope you get to rest and take it easy. Because, oh boy. When it rains, it pours, huh? This one's fine. What if? What if I turn on my emo music? Y'all want to listen to my favorite My Chemical Romance song? It is the favorite of mine. Let's go. As a treat. I am a sucker for this kind of fast guitar. We could list a little MCR as a treat. Spark a light away in the morning sun. I get a fucking Head back, collar up, jet black, so cool. Singing like the kids that I made you. When you wanna be a movie star. I think Heaven Help Us might be my favorite. It is extremely good. Heaven Help Us is also an extremely good. My Way Home Through You is another one of my absolute favorites. That one is just so filled with hope for me. Vampire Money is like, this one's for me. This one's for me. Real Amazing Deep Cut. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Maybe we'll listen to it next because I do love it. So cool, singing like the kids that I made to you. When you wanna be a movie star, play the game and take the band real far. Get it ready on a mobile car. Pick a fight in an airport bar. Kids don't care if you're alright, honey. Pills don't hurt, but it sure is funny. Gimme some of that vampire money, come on. I don't have the Gerard Way has such a specific niche voice that I cannot recreate it. It is one of the things that gets me every time is I cannot, to my own satisfaction, recreate any of these songs. Like specifically like Vampire Money, this genre of songs. And so I love listening to them because I want to keep learning. I'm a basic person but simple taste. I like Welcome to the Back Parade. Welcome to the Back Parade is good and popular for a reason. So real. Honey, ready for the Calgary Stampede? I am. I. A good stampede could be nice. Walk a lot, but wait in the morning sun. I got the fucking violation done. You always put your own spin on it if you like. That's true. My voice, I feel, this is just how I feel. I don't know how true it is. Feel is really suited to like pop songs and folk and like bard core songs, if that makes sense. I feel like that's what my voice is very suited to, but I want to expand the range. I want to be able to sing like Miley Cyrus and Gerard Way. I want to be able to sing my normal way too, but I want to learn how they do it, you know? Emotions and voices are what really sells for me. Yeah. Very wide vowels, very much throwing up the lyrics emotionally. My favorite kind. It's so cool. Now, one of my absolute favorites. It's so good. Yeah, baby. But I let out my inside when they're rattling. Mom and Dad think you'll be saved. They never had the time. They're gonna medicate your life. You were always born a crime. We salute you in your grave. Can't find my way home, and it's through you, and I know what I do just to get back in your arms. Can't find my way home, but it's through you, and I know what I do just to get back in your arms. Do you wanna hold my hand? Could you sign this photograph? Cause I'm your biggest fan. Will you leave me lying here? Breaking Benjamin, especially in the Diary of Jane, is a great example of a dynamic range of emotions. Every word is said with exactly the sort of intent they imply. Oh. I think I've heard that song once. It's been a while though. It sounds familiar though. Don't know what song this is, but it makes me think of a song that my sister shared with me by the Hives Paint a Picture, and I still can't stop listening to it. Ooh. The Hives painting a picture. Okay, okay. Well, I remember when I was a kid and I first discovered MCR, like I was a little kid. I first discovered them, and they were the first band I ever wanted to go to a concert to. And I looked it up, and literally 1 month ago, after I discovered them, they had broken up. They had retired. I was like, oh, that's sad. Okay, I guess I'll just cope. It was so funny. It was comedic how it happened. Or I was like, oh my gosh, this is finally a band where I love nearly every single one of their albums. I would love to see them live. They don't perform anymore. No! Anyway, they came back. They came back anyway, so it's okay. I haven't seen them yet, but they came back. Is there a playlist for songs you listen to? Uh, oh, heaven help us, let's go. Uh, Currently, if you go to my VOD channel, there's some playlists up there that are visible for y'all to see. I gotta make, like, my playlists are old, and they're attached to my human account, so I do gotta remake them. Never been an MCR fan, to be honest, just not my style, I guess. But I do be on the Growlers kick because of late. Ah, I see. Born too late to see a concert, born at the right time to still enjoy their music. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'll take that blessing. My favorite kind of punk is everything in the world is beautiful. Maybe that's the real punk rock. I think it is, people may not realize this, but it is radical now to enjoy beautiful things and help beautiful things flourish. Enjoying life and being happy is a radical act of self-love, and it is very punk, you know? Can't tell if I've been breathing or sleeping or screaming or waiting for the man to call, and maybe all of the above. 'Cause mostly I've been sprawled on these cathedral steps while spitting out the blood and screaming, someone save us, heaven help us now. Come crashing down, we'll hear the sound as we're falling down. Happiness will be illegal very soon. If people could... If people who would profit off of it made happiness illegal, they would sell it back to you for the price of your life. And that's kind of what's happened. I'll give you all the nails you need, cover me in gasoline, wipe away those tears of blood again. And the punchline to the joke is asking, someone save us, heaven help us now. Come crashing down, we'll hear the sound as we're falling down. They're selling you your life for the price of happiness. Honestly, they're selling you nothing for the price of everything. This song is so good, Dingy. I do love this song. Can't believe it's on a B-side. It's so good. Then again, I don't really know if B-sides are just like the songs that almost didn't make it, or if they're like just the songs they couldn't fit and weren't thematically proper for the album. Not sure. This song is so good. Oh, let's go. Ignorance. We love Paramore. Think I'm more of a Green Day person than MCR? Very fair. I think it's probably an either or both situation. Okay. Let's go, Paramore! If I'm a bad person, you don't like me, well, I guess I'll make my own way. It's a circle, a mean cycle. I can't excite you anymore. Where's your gavel, your jury? What's my offense this time? You're not a judge, but if you're gonna judge me, you'll sentence me to another life. Don't wanna hear your sad songs, I don't wanna feel your pain. When I said it's all my fault, 'cause you know we're not the same. We're not the same. Oh, we're not the same. Yeah, the friends who stuck together, we wrote our names in blood. Well, I guess you can't accept that the change is good. It's good. It's good. just like another stranger. Well, it's nice to meet you, sir. I guess I'll go. I guess be on my way out. You treat me just like another stranger. Well, it's nice to meet you, sir. I guess I'll go. I best be on my way out. Ignorance is your new best friend. Ignorance is your new best friend. This is the best thing that could have happened. Any longer and I wouldn't have made it. It's not a war, no, it's not a rapture. I'm just a person, but you can't take it. The same tricks that once fooled me, they won't get you anywhere. I'm not the same kid from your memory. Well, now I can fend for myself. Don't wanna hear your sad songs, I don't wanna feel your pain. When I go, it's all my fault, 'cause I know you're not the same. We're not the same. Oh, we're not the same. Yeah, the friends that stuck together, we wrote our names in blood. But I guess you can't accept that the change is good. It's good. It's good. Will you treat me just like another stranger? Well, it's nice to meet you, sir. I guess I'll go. I'll best be on my way out. You'll treat me just like another stranger. Well, it's nice to meet you, sir. I guess I'll go. I'll best be on my way out. Ignorance is your new best friend. 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 Hey, this song by Jane Grace called Mine Be Mine. That's basically about what you're talking about. Really? Green. Dingus, I still have very much of a crush on Hayley Williams. Love Hayley. She's very cool. I think she's neat. I love Paramore and I love her voice. She's just so cool. Another stranger. Well, it's nice to meet you, sir. I guess I'll go. I'll best be on my way out. I guess I'll go. I'll best be on my way out. Let's see. What's a good one? Ooh. My brain's like, what sort of emo moods are we into right now? Little Stretch. I think After Laughter is probably my favorite Paramore album. It's probably one of my absolute favorites. It's so good. It's just so good. Idol Worship is so good. I got more fingers, man. I can wear more rings. Standing here like I'm supposed to say something. Don't hold your breath. I never said I'd save you, honey. And I don't want your money. If I was you, I'd run from me or rip me open. You'll see you're not the only one who's hopeless. Be sure to put your faith in something more. I'm just a girl and you're not as alone as you think. We all got problems, don't we? We all need heroes, don't we? But rest assured there's not a single person here who's worthy. The album as a whole makes me think of you. Yeah, that's honestly one of the biggest compliments I've gotten, Dingy. It's a very important album to me. And if that's what you want, I hate to let you down. I got your hopes up, now I've got you hoping that I'm gonna be the one that lets you down. That's a hard note to hit. Oh, it's such a long and awful lonely fall down from this pedestal that you keep putting me on. What if I fall on my face? What if I make a mistake? If it's okay, a little grace would be appreciated. Remember how we used to like ourselves. What little life that's left, we need to keep it sacred. I know that you're afraid to let all the dark escape you, but we can let the light illuminate these helpless places. Just let me let you down. Hey baby, I'm not got. The hat didn't get got. Honey camp. Yeehaw, gang. We're ready to have rootin' tootin' good time. Honey, it's day 4 of camp. It's also midnight. It's bedtime. Then I'm gonna be the one that lets you down. La 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 la. When I'm down, I can listen to it and immediately find some comfort because of it. Ah. I love Power. They have such an amazing ability to fill you with hope, but indulge in your sadness and your angry nature. La 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 la. Just let me let you down. Hey baby, I'm not your superhuman, and if that's what you want, I hate to let you down. I got your hopes up, now I've got you hoping that I'm gonna be the one that lets you down. Hey baby, I'm not your superhuman, and if that's what you want, I hate to let you down. I got your hopes up, now I've got you hoping that I'm gonna be the one that lets you down. Lily Moon, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, raiders. How was your stream? What were y'all up to? Paramore stops? Paramore is great. One of my favorite bands, truly. Also, welcome on in. Oh, you're playing Genshin. Ooh, hope you're having fun with Genshin. Enjoying yourself. We're just drawing myself as a rootin' tootin' shootin' cowboy because I'm an artist. I have that power. I can put myself in any universe I please. It's pretty fun. Try it sometime. Nice drawings? Nice, thank you. You did have fun? Good. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you're having a good Saturday. And also, if you got a raid and run, absolutely no worries. You're more than welcome to hang out as long as you please. But if you gotta go, completely understand. You're all good. Cowboy Gobbo is nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sometimes it's fun to go, what if? What if I was like this? What if? Letting your imagination run wild is often a good thing. Something I was talking about. Oh, hey, Jeff. Hey, gunslingers, what's up? Something I was talking about with my therapist was like, you are not necessarily your thoughts. If you have a scary thought, it is not necessarily reflective of your values and what you want. It's just a thought. It's okay. I too can put my honey in other universes such as one of my own design. Yes! Indeed you can. Need to get back into letting that happen, but also being able to put some semblance of control in it. I find that... So I don't know if y'all get this, but I get a thing called intrusive thoughts. And there's a difference between intrusive thoughts and impulsive thoughts. So for example, an impulsive thought is like, oh, I want to dye my hair green, or oh, I saw this in the store, I really want it. An intrusive thought is by its own definition a thought that you do not want. So it's a thought that can be horrible, disgusting, and very distressing. Most of the times it is. But something that is really important to realize is like, it is not reflective of your wants, desires, or who you are as a person. It is something to... You don't even necessarily have to fight it. You can just go, okay, I may not have thought of this for a reason, but instead of outright rejecting it, which sometimes leads to it coming back stronger, analyze it and go, okay, why? Not like in an accusatory way, just like, okay, tell me why. Explain this thought to me, brain. Why did you put it in my face? And sometimes there is no answer, but oftentimes just having that question allows your brain to let it go. You know? The highlighted message is not connected to the current conversation. That's okay, Galore. If you're ever disagreeing with someone and you're just tired of the conversation, say a line from Mythbusters. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Thing is, on my meds and creativity and thoughts the whole disappear, but off them, I'm just genuinely none of the world, unable to focus. Yeah. Sometimes it is a matter of finding the right medication for you. Because sometimes it can help. But sometimes if the medication is too strong or not quite blocking what it needs to block, it might be a good thing to talk to your doctor about it. Because yeah, if you want to be creative and it's blocking your creativity, that's a tricky one. Definitely a tricky one. So, howdy pants, welcome. I'm doing good. Honey, looking at Naffy, her brain, punt child. Yeah. That's a very, like, gentle version of it. Yeah. I also, the first thought is what you have taught, like judging for people, but the second is you, seeing to the people example. Yeah, your initial thought is not necessarily you, it is your biases that you have been raised with. But learning to interrogate it and going, is this actually how I think, is really your thought. That one's the thought that's yours. Impulsive thought. Wouldn't it be sick if we climbed in that building and did parkour? Intrusive thought. You should take that baby and throw it as hard as you can. Yeah, that one is an intrusive thought. The short person, I could throw them around so easily, is a definite one. Yeah, and a lot of the times, intrusive thoughts will not just be like the funny ones of like, oh, what if I said funny, but like I meant mild one where it's like, what if I crushed this animal beneath my feet? That is distressing. But they can also be really, really distressing, like very much banned topics. Like banned topics where I couldn't really talk about them. Those intrusive thoughts can be extremely distressing and can very much be so guilt-inducing. But the thing to remember is you need to kill your inner Catholic. Kill your inner Catholic. So something that my therapist told me, which was very, very useful for me, is that thinking about taboo things is often treated as a taboo in and of itself. If you're taught that if you think of these things, you're a bad person. That is not true. Good people think of horrible things, but don't do horrible things or say horrible things or act upon any of them. We are not our thoughts, we are our actions, but our thoughts inform our actions. If you think of something horrible and go, I don't want to do that, that is informing your action to not do something horrible. You know? We're not, yeah, exactly, Lesevia. We're not the thought police. The thought police is a thing that just, it will not help anybody. Policing your thoughts will only make them stronger. Your brain will reject it and fight back. So accepting and questioning your thoughts is a way to gently sort of go, okay, why did you show me this? Show your work. Is it important? Do I need to think about it? You know? I see, dog. Jeff, think of it as an automated, unscheduled error correction being performed by your mind. Yep. Oh, yeah. Let us. When I'm cooking something, my brain goes, dude, there's a cat in the oven. And I'm like, what? No, is it? We don't live there. That's not quite an intrusive thought, but that absolutely is a thing that my brain does too, where it's like, there's a ghoul here. And I'm like, brain, not now. Thank you for warning me. I appreciate it. Very good. Keep doing it. But no, there isn't. Thank you for that. Please note, Honey does not make any judgment about anyone's religious following, nor is she saying you shouldn't commit any action against a person based on their religious following. She's just using a turn of phrase to make her point. Exactly. I am using a hyperbole example to cut through the fat. By the term, whenever I say kill your inner Catholic, it is not that I have anything against Catholics, because there are lovely Catholic people. My grandfather was one of them. I mean, kill the part of you that thinks you are a bad person for thinking. It's kind of similar to, like, kill the part of you that cringes, right? Hi, Anther Jaguars. It is me, with a moustache, at a hoedown. With a gun, I guess. Here's a tip on how to draw a cowboy hat. Draw a Pringle and then put a flattened cone in the middle. Yep. Literally is just drawing a Pringle. All right, let's do the features. Kill your inner witch hunter. Yeah. Can't hear you over the sound of me single-handedly annihilating the poem. Yep, don't hate yourself. Just realize you can always improve. Yeah. It's not even it is also learning that you can always improve, but also understanding that don't hate yourself. You're already going through so much. Be kind to yourself, you know? I know, what's up. What's playing in the background? The background is Your Blood by Aurora. We do love Aurora here. So good. I love Aurora. The song's very awakening. I love Aurora's music. Sea dog just passing by. Everyone take care and drink water. Maybe get snacks. Don't go out too long without eating either. Yep. Very true. Very good idea. Also, Wolfson, thank you for the 100 signs. So sorry I missed your messages. I got caught up. 3-inch Grinch, thank you for the 100 shinies. And Wolfson, thank you for the 100 shinies. Just remembered something. I don't know how you feel about stealth games, but there's 2 that I think you might be interested in for 3 reasons. The art style, soundtrack, and inspiration the sequel's gameplay takes from Sekiro. Ooh, I do love Sekiro. They're called Aragami, Out of the Shadows, and Aragami 2. It's my personal favorite indie series and breaks my heart Studio had to close after 2 games. Still play both every so often. Please do at least look into them. Ooh, Aragami. Ooh. I like the drastic shadows in the promo art. It reminds me of Hades and Gen Z's style. Ooh. Very cool. So something cool. It looks like they found what looks like coral on Mars. Ooh. Billions of years old, but if it's actually some kind of coral, then you all know what that means. Martian merfolk! The merfolk are real. Yes! Yes! Good. Also, Snail Space, thanks for the hydrate. Western Honey looking pretty snazzy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's see this one. How big those oceans were, who knows, but coral means life. Coral might mean life. Maybe. But we're running out of time. All the echoes in my mind cry. There's blood on your eyes, the skies open wide. There is nowhere for you to hide. The hunter's moon is shining. I'm running with the wolves tonight. I'm running with the wolves. I'm running with the wolves tonight. I'm running with the wolves. I'm running with the trick. Myth Because the existence of coral is evidence of oceans, and evidence of oceans draws us to believe there is at one point that at one point Mars had a stable atmosphere. So what happened? Not sure. We may never know. All the echoes in my mind cry. There's blood on your eyes. The sky's open wide. There is nowhere for you to hide. The hunter's moon is shining. I'm running with the wolves tonight. I'm running with the wolves. I'm running with the wolves tonight. I'm running with the wolves. I'm running with the... I'll adjust the grayscale later. I just want to get the colors separated. Obligated Dimension Styx games. In a horrible little guy embrace goblin mode, shiv somebody in the alleyway, battle psychic cloning tree yells. What the? Psychic cloning tree yells. Okay. Snail Space, thanks for the posture check. And Twin Flame, thanks for the ear wiggle and breathe. Oh my gosh. Are you doing fan art? No, I'm just drawing myself as a cowboy. I guess it would be fan. Would it be fan art of myself if I were drawing it? I would be like self-inserting into like a universe that doesn't exist, or would it be me cosplaying? Cowboy cosplaying. I wanna be a cowboy, baby. I wanna be a cowboy, baby. Jeff, I like me. Exactly. I like me. The fuel on the fire, I know I created myself. I know I can't fight the sad days and bad nights, but I never asked for your help. You got hurt. No, we don't belong together. So we took the love from my arms into the arms of yours, but I don't need a cure for me. I don't need it. Jasper, what's it? I see. I see there. Anonymous, thank you for the gift of sub to Jeff. And Courtney, thank you for the resub. Happy 35 months. Space and nature are amazing. They really are. They really are amazing. It always makes me fascinated. The glorious preachers, they're no use for knows how to play with the gods. You get hurt, but they never show unless they hurt. So they blamed it all on my love to the heart I got, but I don't need a cure for me. I don't need it. No, I don't need a cure for me. I don't need it. No, I don't need a cure for me. I don't need it. I don't need it. Praise be. The way I'll give you a hint on two ideas I have for one is one idea of romance on a woman falling for an evil man. My current story I'm writing about is a golden fist of death, kind like the opposite of Midas touch. And I decided the main character will be the lady heroine. See how it goes. Interesting. That sounds neat. Yeah, for me. Jeff, I should do more fan art. Might be good for me. Fan art is sometimes good, I find, when I don't want to think of a design, but I want to draw. And so it's nice to do. Even if it doesn't end up as a finished piece, it is really nice. One sec. I'm going to open a window. Need some fresh air. Ding, it's got a dip. Have a lovely rest of stream, partner, and wear a big hat. You take it easy, Dingy. Thanks for coming. Thanks for saying hi, too. I don't need a cure for me. Little stretch. Oh. Whew. Found one stream I didn't want to do a big project, so I just did random drawings and it felt nice. Yeah. Sometimes you don't feel like doing something big, you want to do something small, which is kind of what this is for me. This is not something big, this is just something small and fun. You can be there's beauty in your being. The flesh and the fruit and the blood and the wine. You're listening to Alanis Morissette and Florence and the Machine. I've heard a little bit of Florence and the Machine. Mostly Dog Days Are Over. But it's pretty fun. She's a lover. All part of the process, partner. Breath of Life is Florence might be more in your taste. Ooh. Gotcha. Music taste top notch. Thank you. I like this music. Before I do this, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I got to pee. I've been drinking a lot of water. Oh, blow around my head home. Feeling kind of ick in the tum-tum. Yeah. If you're feeling that, take it easy. Get home. BRB. I'll be back in about 2-ish minutes. Shouldn't be long. I'll leave the music on for y'all to enjoy. But I'll be right back, okay? See you in a sec. Proper posture on the potty is important. You're so right for that, Jasper. You're so real for that. Let's finish up the grayscale, and then I think we'll call it a stream. Because it is pretty much lunchtime, and I have not eaten enough. We're just listening to Aurora right now. Aurora, not Aurora. Good posture in general is important. You're so right. Oh, good stretch. So everything she wants will come to her with no grief inside her mind. She knows what she deserves. From sky with grace. Listen to Ara Arba. Awa. Gotta go. Have a nice day. See you later, Leon. Take it easy. Also, thank you, Zubu. I'm back from the bathroom. My tummy's grumbling because I haven't eaten enough today. Which is okay. A breakfast is important. And if you don't have enough breakfast, that's okay. Just need to grab more lunch. Excuse me. Also, Shrimp Goo, thanks for the hydrate. I did hydrate without saying it, but I'll hydrate again. Alright, oatmeal. Oatmeal is good. I had whole wheat toast, which is fine. But I'm starting to think, like, maybe I should add oatmeal. That might have been more filling. You're guided by the lust. We fell for fallen names. We cry for those who burn beneath the flame. We stand beside the good and brave, the broken and enslaved. That is why we live like heathens. We run the trees of Eden. And a good bidet. A good bidet would be neat. I've never tried a bidet, but I've always been interested because, you know, it's better for the environment and better for your butt. But I haven't tried it before. Let me turn off the accessories for a second. That way I can see the clothes better. Everything you touch will keep. The mother will... Gotta go have a good day. See you later. But yeah, I think if you adjust this, it would work good. And someone's knocking at my door. One sec. I will return in a moment because someone is knocking on my door and it's important that I answer. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I was not expecting this. But the thing I put on throne yesterday arrived today. I was like, who is knocking on my door? I've been so quiet. I hope my neighbors aren't upset with me. The thing I put on throne arrived very quickly. I was not expecting that. I was like, oh, I'll probably get an email when it's out to ship. I did not. It arrived. Oh, geez. That was very fast. Saturday delivery, right? I was like, what? What do you mean? The guy was very polite. He knocked very, very loud. I was like, oh gosh, I hope I'm not in trouble. I was not in trouble. I'm gonna open this later, which is ought to be fun. I'm very excited for that. It must have been from a local place. That's very true. Neat. I get to try them. They're loop earplugs, so they're for specifically people who have auditory sensory issues. So for me, everything's pretty loud, and I've heard that it can help filter things out, so I'm very excited to try it. Thought you got it from your birthday event. No, I very stealthily put something on my throne yesterday because I was like, just for fun, let's see, let's put it there because this is finally something that I found that might be nice to have. And Pestle got it immediately. Pestle got it immediately. I was like, I can't be stealthy with y'all. I can't be stealthy with y'all, it seems. I have loop earplugs. They work goodly. Oh, good. I'm very excited. I got the loop Switch 2s. So they have 3 settings where it's like you can have them for for theaters, quiet time, and conversation. So I'm very curious to see how they work. Jasper, thank you for the 1,000 Chinese. Geez, 1,000. Before you leave for the day, I just want you to know that I'm happy you had a great time with family, but even happier that you're back from vacation. I dearly missed your kindness, silliness, and insights into various topics of discussion. Glad to have you back, honey. Jasper, I'm glad to be back. I'm having a good time. I miss doing art and hanging out with y'all. Pestle has that honey gift generator. Pestle just knows. Pestle knows what happens. You can sense it. We fear Pestle, and Pestle's kindness. 'Tis good kindness, but it always makes me go like, I hope you're okay, and I hope you're spending well, and I hope you're doing well, Pestle. You sound like you've had a very interesting life, and I hope it remains a safe one. Oop, not that one. Don't want to include that. Take a picture? I can show you the picture online. Let me just do this layer first. I want to select the clothes. That Doug Dimmadome outfit. Honey, you gonna put this on my throat, Pestle? I sense a disturbance in the force. Any games you're looking forward to continuing or getting started as you're back from vacation? Excited to continue doing Dark Souls 2. I'm probably gonna do that on Monday. Because we're in a DLC right now, and I'm very excited to get into the DLC because it's very interesting. I'm way underleveled, but could be fun. Tank engine. Or Taken engine. Tank. Oh, it is Tank engine. Thank you for the breather team. Good to chill. Good to chill. Underleveled, but not underskilled. Very, very good way of looking at it. The fuel on the fire, I know I've created myself. Cure for me is really good. What's the next one, though? Oh, Giving Into Love is a good one. Aurora's songs are wonderful. I find they're very... I don't know how to describe it, but Aurora is punk in her lyricism. But it's also like... Her vibe is like... ancient punk. Like fantasy ancient punk. I don't know how to describe it, but that's what I get from her. Like cottagecore punk, maybe? No, cottagecore isn't right, but it's just like ancestral punk, maybe. What happened, Jedi? Pop rhythms, punk lyrics, folk vibes. Yeah, exactly. Cottage punk. But never the words, but I'll change for it. Give it to love. Give it to love. Give it to love, the love, the love, the love. Ye old punk. 4K away from 800K. You're almost at 1,000,000 channel points. Oh my gosh. Blood aspect. Gotta head off to work now. Thank you for the relaxing day, honey. Have a good one. You take it easy. I hope you had fun doing art. Giving it to love, the love, the love, the love. Giving it to love. Giving it to love. Giving it to love, the love, the love, the love. Alright. Gotta do the hats too, because those are clothes. You yeed your last haul, partner. I want to watch Crimson Peak again. It was a fun movie. Maybe I'll enjoy it even more watching it again. Hey, what the panic was here while you go out, do you know? Oh, the panic? There was panic here? I had to go answer. I went to the washroom and then I had to go answer and knock on the door. Turns out my throne gift arrived today, so that's cool. I really think we should do the first Dark Souls, but of course hesitant because, well, Dark Souls. I'm saving that for a special occasion because it's been a while since I've played it, and I'm very excited to go back to it. Is this lawful sheriff on you, corrupt sheriff on you, or outlaw? This is probably a bit more of an outlaw, honey. I'm not much of a sheriff. Definitely not lawful sheriff. I play by my own rules, and most of the rules of this cowboy are not favorable to the law. Being a silly little guy is too much for the authorities. They don't want you to know that you can be happy. They don't want you to know that you can be happy and enjoy time with your little guys and have fun with your friends. They don't want that. A temporary eye. Your body was warm, and she was cold. You were longed for love. The storm is a temporary line. Sometimes the law needs to be challenged, and if that makes us outlaws, then so be it. Exactly. Real cowboys are punk. Real ones, not the cosplaying cowboys. Those guys ain't real cowboys. Real cowboys are gay for their homies. They love their homies. A temporary eye. You. And when you lose, you better hope your love is not a temporary eye. I'll go grab my biggest poncho and the smallest big eye. I love the sleeves are too big for honey. I think it's funny. I do like when sleeves are too big for characters. It just makes things look extra good. And when you love, she's learning faster. And when you love, you better hope your love is not a temporary high. You. And when you love, you better hope your love is not a temporary high. Oh, my voice cracked. That happens. What in darnation? Each real cowboys say this town ain't big enough for the two of us, so we'll make it bigger. Exactly. Exactly. Let's do the accessories. Gun. Whoop. Wrong layer. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Also, welcome in, Wiz. How's it going? Real cowboys don't enforce laws or enact vigilante justice. They just wrangle the cattle to where they need to be and stop asking questions. It's the ranchers who are the real nutcases. We can agree that the cowboy and the farmer should be friends. They could be friends and they can kiss. That's okay. That's allowed. I mentioned the Martian coral news to an artist I know on the stream. They started to draw a Martian mermaid. Martian mermaid is a very cool concept. Oh, maybe that's why I'm not feeling great. Is I'm on my period. My period's supposed to start up, so that might be why I'm having cramps. Valkrix, thank you for the resub. Happy 6 months. Welcome on back. Sorry, Anthony from Jarguest. Can't share links here. Just for everyone's safety. Not the cramps. No! The cervix is cramping. Why is it doing this? It's so funny thinking about cramps. Like, what a funny thing our bodies did to us every single month. You cannot say that humans are perfect evolution because just look at us. Look at the spine. Look at the spine. Look at childbirth and look at uterus. The uterus and the vagine. The gooder cramping. It's cramping. It is. Biology is just mean for some reason. The cervix, stop gaslighting me into thinking I'll have a baby here. Stop it. It's like, please. We are the best hunters. We are definitely the best persistent hunters. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. If woman's perfect, why the appendix exist? I don't know why the appendix is there. No idea. It must have been useful for something at some point, right? Anyone who says humans are perfect evolution clearly hasn't seen the human anatomy. Clearly they think too highly of themselves to realize that God played a little joke on us. Power of stamina and thumbs. It really gets us far, doesn't it? Let's do a little shading and then we'll call it a stream. How about that? Read somewhere the appendix help with digesting raw meat, but I don't know how true that is. Interesting. That's the thing with a lot of things with evolution is like some things we don't really need in a modern world, but in a previous world where things were different, they might have existed for a different reason. And I don't know what those reasons are. Aha. There we go. You read your last haul, partner. Gradually losing the pinky toe, we don't need it as much. Really? Isn't it good for our balance? That's the other human's other ability. We eat a lot of things that other animals couldn't. Yeah. Omnivore. But not just omnivore. We eat things that are kind of poisonous. Humans are weird. Humans are very weird, but they're fascinating too. So you are with me, I feel like I'm living. We eat poison all the time. Yep. Sanguinivores, is that what it is? What's a sanguinivore? An animal that drinks blood. That is very strange. We grow resistant to poisons. Yes, we do. Do you know you could wake up one day and your eyes just won't be working, then 40 years again you wake up suddenly your eyes work again? That is terrifying. What the heck? What? Milk, because mammals are only supposed to drink it in infants. We keep drinking it. We did keep drinking it, and we did make cheese. Honestly, great stuff. I do like cheese quite a bit. Leech are those blood-drinking moths. There are blood-drinking moths? This is news to me. I knew there were leeches. I remember when my sister got a leech on her foot. Now, we brought her over to my aunt. She was crying and crying, and my aunt was like, we don't have salt. So she grabbed the handful of the chips while all the kids were trying to eat the chips. And she was like, guys, please, I need this salt to get rid of this leech. It was extremely funny. In hindsight, very funny. So sorry, sis. I'm sorry that sucked. Pepper evolved to be inedible in mammals, so it could spread via bird. Humans, however, have been breeding peppers with high Scoville counts for fun. Yeah. No love in the end. No love in the end. No love in the end. That's not what the hair looks like. Is breaded leech a thing people eat? It wouldn't surprise me. Humans eat everything. We try everything once. That's kind of how it goes. But leech? Really? Moths are all white and fluffy and cute, and they drink blood from humans and animals. Did you take out like a mosquito? I guess mosquitoes are sanguinivores then. Huh. There's no love in the air till the fall. You keep on getting better. I keep forgetting. There's no love in the air. I can imagine leech being a delicacy. I mean, a lot of food comes down to like, how is it prepared, you know? You can eat the weirdest things, but if it's prepared in a particular way, it could be delicious. No love in the end. No love in the end. No love in the end. Human brain, most powerful cognition organ in the entire planet. Humans, less blasted with alcohol. Less dehydrated, this baby. You ever ask how our ancestors figured out which mushrooms are good or bad? A lot of dying, I would assume. I would assume it was a lot of dying and recording which ones made them die. Can eat almost anything. About half of the red berries in existence are poisonous to us, but not to birds, for example. The same is true about mushrooms. Yep. We can eat almost everything. There are limits, of course. We can figure it out, but technically you can eat everything. You just might die from it. Twin Flame, thanks for the hydrate. And also, Bestie Bun, thank you for the resub. Happy 31 months. Filled it button. Here we go. No worries. Okay, that one growing under the tree killed Carl last week. Jeff boiled the same mushroom 2 days ago. He's fine. Meanwhile, Sam ate the ones growing on those rocks and saw Venus for 2 weeks straight. We're figuring it out. Had scorpion be good before? It's pretty good. So here's an interesting thing. A lot of bugs are like seafood. A lot of bugs are like seafood, and it's pretty cool. If we got past our bug icky sort of instincts, perhaps we could be eating the best food we could possibly be eating, you know? Shrimp is bugs. Shrimp is bugs. That seafood that's so delicious is bugs. It's underwater bugs. And it's so good. Scorpion stew is a thing? I believe it. Lobster used to be prison food? Lobster's delicious. It's so good. I wouldn't eat scorpion, but only because I had pet scorpions. That'd be too sad. Oh, okay, that's fair. Like, listen. I don't know. That makes sense. There are many animals that I wouldn't really want to eat. Mainly, like, predators. Because I feel like they'd be really muscly and gamey. Like too tough to eat. But, like, in terms of bugs, so long as it doesn't smell bad, I could probably try it. The one thing that I have against trying crickets is that unless it's really done right, I don't want to feel the texture of their legs on my tongue. Predator meat tends to have more parasites. More risk. Yeah. Shrimp is bugs. Oh, to live on the cold, cold coast for lobster is still something semi-affordable. Sometimes I wonder if I should get a fishing license and just go, I'm gonna catch my own fish, but then I remember what's in the water and it's just like, oh boy, that's depressing. Is this Frozen, but in Russian? Death and microplastic. Yeah. Crickets are tasty. Crickets are apparently really good for you. The victim of my love. I can go up on rooftops before I push you out. You say you know that we're fine. Watching every look back like feeling for pleasure, lost in a concrete jungle. If I am alone, make me a stranger, lost in a concrete jungle. Animal hunting for love, killing for pleasure, lost in a concrete jungle. But you never really leave. Hunting for an animal, animal, hunting for love, killing for pleasure. Love some fried gator. Would gator be gamey? Or would it be tender? They would typically have tougher meat, but that's why cooking in a stew is the best way to prepare it. I've heard that bear stew is a thing. I don't think I would necessarily seek it out. Because bear sounds really tough. Sounds really greasy and fatty and tough at the same time. You gotta cook it right. Probably depends on how you cook it. That goes for a lot of things. You just gotta cook it properly. Lost in a concrete jungle. I'm an animal, hunting for an animal. I'm become an animal, hunting for an animal. You eat your last, huh? That's pretty good. I'm satisfied with this. Oh, Oracle of Delphox, thank you for the earwiggles. I think the most exotic meat I've had is goat. Okay, that's fair. Goat's good. I like goat. What do you think like bear? Because it's like on the list of creatures I care about. Can't imagine the amount of effort to get the hair off the bear. I imagine it's similar to skinning, where like when you skin a animal, there's probably a technique to it, you know? Oh, my back is shrimping and I'm thinking about lunch. Honestly, it's a lot harder to kill the bear than to skin it. Like, once you get the hard part done, everything seems easy. I mean, in comparison, before, so long as it's not trying to kill you, you know? That sounds like a really tough part of it. See if I can... Perfect. People have said that human meat tastes similar to pork. Real question is now, what does goblin meat taste like? I don't know. I don't want to find out, honestly. Moose is harder to skin than bear? Ooh, I can see that. I can definitely see that, actually. Alright, little stretch. I'm pretty proud of this. I think this is pretty good. I think this is a good one. I can feel my brain getting tired and going like, that's enough for today. That's good stuff. Whew. Matana's food festival soon, so I'm hyped to go to the Jamaican stands to get some curry go. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds really, really good. Dang. I hope we have a good time over there. Oh, but for now, I think we'll call that a stream. Let's see. What's a good raid message? Moose are legit megafauna. I would never want to hunt a moose. I would never want to hunt a moose. This raid ain't big enough for the both of Oh man. I was gonna go with cowboy hours. I gotta get cowboy hours. Varmint. Would that get flagged by Twitch though? Varmint? Let's see. How about it's high noon. It is high noon. This raid ain't big enough for the both of us. That's a pretty good one. Arcing out good, honey. Thank you. I worked hard on it. I'm glad it turned out good. Let's go with I'm high and it's noon. That might. You know what? That's a pretty good one, Jeff. Let's do that one. Come on. Yeah, got it. All right, that'll be the raid message. Let's go visit someone who's just started and not just started stream. I mean, they've been streaming for a while. Let's go visit Rosuri, because Rosuri is currently doing art studies, and I find it really fascinating to do art studies, and I would like to see what she's up to. So, let's go say hi. Oh, just kidding. Wait a sec. Never mind. They have raids turned off. That happens sometimes. Mail editor, I joined at a bad time. So sorry about that. I will be streaming Monday at 3 p.m. PST or 6 p.m. EST, depending on your time zone. We're going to be playing Dark Souls 2 and chilling. Instead of that, let's go visit. Oh, I love Aurora. Let's go visit. Trying to make sure this person is not ending stream because I don't want to read someone as they're ending. Because I don't want to make them feel like they have to keep going. Reach for the shoulders, because Goblin. Reach for the shoulders. Go on. Go on. Speak to me. Here we go. Here's a good one. Let's go visit. Perfect. This is... Okay, maybe my raid button's not working, because for some reason... Can I... Oh, there it is. Oh, actually, then we can raid Rosary. Why wasn't it... Silly me. There we go. Okay, we are going to visit Rosary. Let's go, baby. I think because I didn't have Twitch fully open, I did not see it. So let's go say hi. Rosary's art is really, really beautiful. She does a whole bunch of art for a bunch of very, very cool looking VTuber models. I'm so excited. Thank you for stream, honey. Thank you for coming, Zooch. It is very nice to come back and feel good about my art. I was worried about it, but it feels nice. I'm very excited. But we're going to take a break from art on Monday. We're going to be just playing some Dark Souls 2. Hopefully we can get far in it. I have no idea. But we are back to our regularly scheduled streams. It will be in my Twitch. I will update it because it still says I'm on vacation. But, yeah. I will see y'all very soon, alright? Take it easy. I'm going to grab some lunch because I'm hungry. So, be good. See you soon. Bye-bye.